my name's Cece. I'm the vocalist of Algor Mortis from Melbourne, and yeah, we're playing Necrosonic Festival next weekend.
Awesome, awesome. So, how are you feeling, mate? Like, Nick, it's a bit of a big deal, this
Around
festival.
it, it feels like
The first year of it, but there's a massive lineup.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Super excited, like to especially to see Misery is like a band that I really like, so I'm really fucking excited to see them. Um, But no, it's just gonna be sick. There's been a few good festivals happening recently, so I'm loving it. Like, it's a huge day, but it's so fun, and like you get to see all these different bands and stuff, and yeah, it's been cool. I'm
And
excited.
what sort of person are you like? Do you go to stuff like this and do you get out there and watch the bands, or do you like to pace yourself the day? Like, how do you get through a day like that?
Um, I think because I mean, to the festival kind of side of things, I'm still relatively probably a bit new to it, but like, I mean, playing it at least. But I think I like to see the bands. I definitely have like obviously just before we play and stuff, I'd probably just take a bit of a moment just so I'm not like making my voice too tired before I'm gonna go out there. But like take a moment. But yeah, I love to just check out all the bands that I can. Like once we've gotten all the gear in, if I'm not selling merch or whatever, I'll be there watching bands.
Very good. Now, there's 30 bands playing over 12 hours and over three stages, so there's going to be a lot of people there that haven't heard of quite a few of the bands there. So, just say someone's coming along to Necrosonic, what three Algor Mortis songs would you recommend they listen to get to know the band?
Um, whoa, probably probably taste the wound from the demo. Um, Welcome to Hell with Don Campen from Waking the Cadaver, and Eyeballs to Entrails probably from the new EP, Stages of Death. Yeah,
Very good. Well, speaking of the new EP, mate, you recently released that EP, which was called Stages of Death. So, how was it received?
really good, really good. It sort of it was a bit of like a long kind of process to kind of get it out because we've had a few lineup changes over the past couple of years, but finally once we got it out, I think we all kind of just had like a huge sigh of relief because we were like, oh my God, it's out. Like, because for to us, like, and I'm sure anyone in bands and stuff would know, but like that stuff is quite old to us now. So like we're already in the next sort of stage. So yeah, it's been really good, but yeah, the reception to it has been fucking awesome. Like we kind of were like taken back how well received it's been. So yeah, we're really stoked on it.
Well, now, there's only five tracks on the EP, so we're going to run through them individually, and you can tell us a bit more about the songs so people get to know them. So, the first one is called Severed.
Yep. So Severed, oh, it's a short and sweet one. I think we kind of because I had made the whole idea of the like EP, I wanted it to kind of flow. So I wanted the intro, sort of like the experimental intro that we did that was kind of had like I don't know, like I'd had a few sort of variations of it, but like I had tried to make something that was like taken a bit of like inspiration from like Deeds of Flesh and having like that actual flesh sound sort of like in the background. And I don't know, I just wanted that to kind of like lead up into like this big kind of crescendo of like just brutality. So that's kind of Severed. It's it's short and sweet, but I don't know, it packs a good punch, I reckon. We usually open with it. It's a good one.
Yeah, cool. And next is the song you were talking about before, Eyeballs to Entrails. Love the title.
Yeah. So it's funny. That song is actually like sometimes when I'll introduce it, I'll be like, oh, like it's a love song because I basically write it about like I don't know, like a girl, like a couple, and they're kind of like I loved the whole like old horror movie trope of like lovers lane murder type sort of thing, like back in like the old style like type of thing. So I wanted to have that kind of vibe in it, but then like the girl is actually the one that sort of like kills and eats the boyfriend. So that was and the title, I actually got the idea for the title for an old Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic. Um yeah. So like Spike the vampire is talking to his like girlfriend, and she says like eyeballs to entrails, my sweet, and I was like, that's hard. That's hard. That's kind of the story behind that one.
Very nice. Now I can't even really read my writing too well here, but I'm pretty sure the next one says intravenous idolatry.
Yep, that's the one. So this one, so it's something that I've tried to like, particularly with the first, with the demo. I kind of, so this Algor is like the first band that I've ever done. So I kind of wanted. I think I was very like, just sort of. I was just kind of fucking around really with like songwriting and stuff, and I kind of like I love horror movies, so I just sort of used that as a lot of my inspiration for writing lyrics and stuff. Particularly, I'm gonna challenge myself a little bit more, and I'm gonna try and like actually base it kind of on I don't know, using my life experiences and stuff, and just real life things. Covering drug addict and alcoholic, and I'm completely sober. I've been sober for like 6 years almost. And so I sort of talk about that a little bit, and it's a common theme in actually a lot of my lyrical content. Because it's a good one to draw from. I don't know the real life shit of like how rough that can be, and sort of like transfer it into like a kind of theatrical, gory, like visceral kind of songwriting, lyrical content. So yeah, I don't know. I've been mucking around with that. So intravenous is about that. Basically, just yeah, drug addiction, pretty much.
What does idolatry mean? Is that a made up word? I've never seen it before.
Oh, so basically, like intravenous idolatry. It's basically like an idol, like a deity, like a god.
Okay.
So like how the wider scheme of things in that song is particularly like how the pharmaceutical companies basically prey on sick individuals to make money.
You're right.
Pretty much the whole gist. So like yeah, like them becoming somewhat of a like a god to like the sick individuals who are unfortunately dealing with drug addiction.
Yeah, cool. All right, then you got Rotten to
Yeah,
the Core, another great title.
yeah. Hmm. Rotten. It's funny because like I the song like I'd mentioned before, the songs are kind of like had been written sort of all over the place. So this one is a bit of an older track. I think I probably wrote this one. Hmm, God, I don't know, probably 2.5 years ago. Um, and we'd been trialing it at shows for quite some time. And just tweaking it along the way before we had recorded it. But yeah, it's that one for me was just kind of like just your standard kind of horror gore, nothing real deep or nothing real. Yeah, no, pretty just classic kind of death metal lyrics in that one.
Yeah, very cool. And then
Yeah,
it finishes up with Sadistic Enlightenment.
yeah. This one, oh God, how would I describe it? So I don't know if you know like the movies like I Spit on Your Grave and stuff. They're like old kind of yeah. So like it's basically like a revenge, like a female revenge. That whole gist of the movie in a song. I tried
Oh,
to
yeah.
like transfer historical content. So that's yeah, that's what that one's about. I'm like a few people were like, shit, that those lyrics are hectic, but I love playing that song, and like uh, it's got its I don't know, it's got its merit in my life and stuff. So I love to play like playing those songs in particular, the songs that have a bit more meaning, I guess. I can draw from a lot of that, so I enjoy to play them because I kind of mean what I say. So there's more of a strong, yeah, like there's yeah, I feel like you can feel it a bit more. You know what I mean? So those ones are really fun to play.
So try not to make eye contact with you when you're singing those songs, so people might take offense. Good. Now, your music is a unique blending of old school death metal with hardcore. So when you're in the writing development process, I guess, like how do you get the balance between those genres to make it sound good?
Hmm. I think we basically like so for particularly for like for stages, we kind of wrote it a bit mishmashy. Like it was a bit all over the place. Like we'd have one of the boys writing it and like tabbing out, like doing like a little demo thing and sending it to us, and then we would kind of go back and forth that way. Whereas the next stuff that we're writing, it's very much like we are writing all in the same room. We wanted to really try that, and I think because like the lineup that we've got now, we're like super tight. So like I think it like we really mesh well together. So we were like, let's just write it together. Let's see how we go writing it all together. So I think a lot of the it's basically we just go, oh, like here's a reference of a song. Yeah, let's do something like that. Let's change it up. Let's put like a bit of like a breakdown in there or like a little two-steppy bit, like, but then like just make it super brutal with like blast beats and stuff over it. Like it's basically just like, yeah, that's hard, or like, nah, that's not
Very cool. All right, so what can people expect from an Algor Mortis live show when they come to see you at Necrosonic? Run us through a typical show if there is one.
well, probably I don't know. They're different. I think one thing that we try to always provide is like good high energy from us on the stage. And I think like I want to like we all want to put on a good show, and I think that encourages the crowd to bring more energy on their end too, because it's like I don't want it to feel like a segregated thing. Like I want us to all feel like we're having the moment. You know what I mean? Like we're all doing it together, and that's something that like because I grew up going to hardcore shows, so that's always been something that like the crowd participation is something to definitely like in my later teenage years, like it sort of felt like us and them, and that's something that I kind of wanted to bridge a little bit. Like I think there definitely has been bands that have done that in the past, like especially like I love a lot of New York death metal stuff, so like that sort of like hardcore infused death metal like has definitely done it before, but I want that like, oh, we're going to an Alga show, like it's going to be crazy. Like I love that vibe, but that's something that yeah, like I always have people coming up to us afterwards, and the boys do too. But like just being like, that's crazy, and like a lot of people being like, I did not expect that. I'd never heard of you guys. Like just the energy. That's something that I think like we're all really like as we've gone on. I think something that we really like pride ourselves on. Like we like bringing it, whether there's 5 people at the venue or 500, that high energy. We want people to feel like, yeah, you're here with us. I see you. Like we're doing this, and it's fucking crazy. And like, let's just fucking go off. So that's the typical Algo show, I think.
Thanks, nice. All right, CC. Well, thanks for your time today. It's good to finally catch up. Your Algor Mortis will be at Necrosonic Festival at the Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane on August the 31st with a heap of others. You got Crypt, Psychroptic, Low, Misery, plenty more. So August 31st, Mansfield Tavern, Brisbane. I'll see you there. We'll catch up and say hello.
Thank you so much, Kris. Have a good one.